Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV after show for The Voice. Tonight we're going to be talking about the knockout, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the AFTERBUZZ TV after show for The Voice Season 11 Knockouts. We are feeling really emotional tonight with this song, as you can tell. I'm your host.
A lot of great song choices.
Lots of great song choices tonight. I was feeling emotional about some people who left, so we'll talk about that. I'm your host. My name is Dani Golub. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. My fellow panelists, as always, where can they find you on the internet?
Hey everyone, I'm Nataly Tavidian. You can find me on the internet everywhere. At Nataly Tavidian. That's Natalie with a Y.
On the internet, Nataly with a Y.
The World Wide Web.
The World Wide Web.
And Tavidian with a T. Right?
Exactly, exactly.
I'm Chris Howard. You can find me at Chris Howard Live on both Twitter and Instagram. Reach out, say hello.
Make sure you say hey. And okay, we need to get right into this tonight because I have a lot of emotions about everything that's happened. Some of my favorites went home tonight, and girlfriend is not happy.
Really?
I'm rocking
Some of our favorites were paired up together.
They were.
Happy about that.
That happens with the knockouts. But I'm wearing my Voice shirt part 2. We're gonna maybe bring some for the whole team next time. But I'm really feeling this season in terms of talent.
Oh, really good, really good.
Yeah, and we were talking about it when we were watching. Again, like there still is no clear winner, which I like. You see more and more of these people who you're like, well, I think she's gonna go far, and now, but he's so good.
Yeah, one after another.
Yeah.
We said though we can see these people going really, really far a couple times on this episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about them. So the first pairing of the night was Team Blake. It was Josh versus Sundance, who I love Sundance. He had one line tonight that I just can't even. He was like, he's like, if I go to the live shows, I might start working out. He goes, no, not just kidding.
You liked that, did you?
Loved it. I was like, that needs to be made into like a meme or something.
I'm gonna work out. No, just kidding.
You know, like Girl with No Job on Instagram.
Right.
I feel like she would totally like use something like that and post it, like one of those funny.
He could be a total stud. If he went into the gym and really worked out and got in shape, he'd be a stud.
I think he likes his look. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. Like if he really wanted to be rock star, like he could own it and do that. But Sundance is cool.
We love the way he is.
Yeah.
Cool. Speaking of Sundance and our opening song, we heard him sing "The Climb" by Miley Cyrus, and it's always a bold move to sing the song of the original artist that's singing it is sitting right in front of you. What do you guys think about his performance?
I think he did a great job. I loved it. Loved it.
Too.
Obviously didn't sound anything like Miley. It was totally Sundance, but I liked his version.
Agreed. Chris, what do you think?
He didn't look like her either. Like I was expecting him coming on a wrecking ball or something. Did you see Sundance doing that?
Not quite.
No. No, but he did a fantastic job on the song. Loved it. Loved his rendition of it.
Yeah, this version was really unique, and like I always say, I felt like I wanted to buy this version of this song. It's when you do a cover, it has to be good enough and different enough to make someone want 2 versions of the same song on their iPhone.
And you heard Miley say at the end, you know, if I could have made those changes, I wish I would have made those changes to the song.
He did some notes at the end very differently than she did, and I really loved his performance. He won the battle, I think, very well deserving.
We did love Josh.
We did love Josh.
Josh did a great performance, yeah.
And so did Adam. Adam loved Josh as well and used his 1 steal. In the knockouts, they only get 1 steal per coach, and Adam used it on
like right away.
Josh.
He didn't even think about it, and he said that's the easiest steal.
Yeah, Josh is so good that it's hard not to. But you know, the performance of Sundance is just undeniable. It's like you can't question it.
The thing about Josh is I'm pretty sure Adam had actually originally turned for him, and he wanted that kind of country artist on his team, but he said he always loses the country artist to Blake.
Right.
So I think it was nice for him to be able to snag him up. Josh sang My Maria, and he's kind of a cutie. We were looking at him when we were watching, we're like, he's
in my notes
cute.
Again.
Oh, really?
Again, I have
you
that
wrote
in
cutie?
my notes. Handsome.
Handsome.
No, I had
We
cutie
like
last week. I have handsome in this one.
I wrote QT, but I wrote the letters QT.
See, I thought Josh, when they were just showing the images, Josh didn't seem as confident as Sundance did. Sundance just owned it.
Is
you
the
know?
full freaking package.
Yeah.
That man is like born to be a performer, a name that everybody knows, like a household
image.
name. Yeah.
I loved how he twists his beard up and put the little beads in it. I mean, that looks good. It looked
he's got the
it looked
full thing
collected
going.
rather than Grateful Dead.
Big fan of Sundance.
Yes.
Already could be like a groupie of his. I feel like we're gonna like follow Sundance on tour. But anyway,
Let's do it.
quitting our day jobs.
Yes.
Sundance, here we come.
You got groupies.
Sure, my parents would be really proud of me. Next up was Team Alicia. Oh, this was one of the first pairing. I
think I yelled in this
yeah,
one.
so she
surprised.
put
like it was like a surprise.
Alicia put Hound Dog, Kylie sang Hound Dog, and she put her against Whitney and Shannon, who sang I Won't Give Up. And I literally got a text from my roommate, Karen, saying, how did they let these sisters go? How? What do you guys think?
So good. They're just so good
Nobody
together.
stole them. I was like pulling my hair. I was hitting my own steel button.
See, what I was missing at the sisters' voice was I just felt like there could have been more strength and power underneath it, more support of what they were doing. I thought it was beautiful. I loved the song. I mean, I Won't Give Up. That's who sings that?
I forgot to put that in the name
Jason
of the artist.
Mraz. Jason Mraz.
We were shocked.
We were totally shocked.
Such a beautiful.
But you know, the mentors, Faith Hill, she was really trying to get the duets to do powerful on their own.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that might have been their downfall.
Yeah.
Was they're trying to get that powerful individually. They're amazing together.
They really are. And I think what was interesting is we made the comment that as individual artists, I don't think either one of them would have beaten Kylie.
Right.
You know?
I don't think so.
And I mean, Kylie's version of Hound Dog,
Her
that
song choice
was epic. And she had the guitar. I mean,
her outfit, the guitar, the
whole
performance, she looked like a total rocker.
And I love it. And she's saying that she doesn't typically get that kind of feedback. She was a bit overwhelmed by getting all the attention, all the
Positive
feedback.
feedback,
And Kylie, if you're watching, because she responded to a tweet that I sent earlier, if you're watching, that was a kick-ass version.
Totally. We were shocked.
Of Hound Dog. I'm a big Elvis fan.
We were shocked, but it was very well deserved. Like, not to take anything away from Kylie. I think I was just shocked because I thought that Whitney and Shannon had a deeper connection, maybe to Alicia, like on a person-to-person basis. But Kylie was very well deserving. She is one of a kind. I haven't seen anyone like her on this show or other shows for that matter.
See, I think I got the lyrics to the song. Like, I've listened to Elvis for a long time. I listened to the song Hound Dog, and this was a slightly different version. It was somebody else's, who'd she write? Big Mama Thornton version.
Yeah.
But I got the lyrics. I got what the story was about, and I've never gotten that before. So
that's amazing.
Pretty cool.
And did you see
That's really
Alicia,
powerful.
Did you see Alicia jamming to it?
Yeah, she
so
totally
into this
was.
one.
That's really amazing, though, that you were able to get something like that out of the song.
Yeah,
You've heard
I
it so
mean,
many times. I think
she was so connected to it, and Adam was rocking too. Adam was like,
yeah.
oh,
I think we felt that a little with The Climb, too, though. With Sundance, it's like, that's a really powerful song, and it came out with Miley Cyrus, like, years ago, and I feel like people didn't really necessarily listen to how amazing and moving and powerful of a song that is, and Sundance kind of brought it back up to the forefront.
Yeah, I mean, I liked his version. I would buy his version.
Yeah, totally. I agree. The next one tonight.
We love Sundance.
We love Sundance. We'll probably keep bringing him back up in conversation throughout the night.
It's the beans.
The next performance of the night was even more heartbreaking than the performance before.
Another surprise. I think these two back to back were just like
it was
surprise.
emotionally exhausting, to say the least. I got another text
pushing your
about this
button.
one. This one,
Sorry.
This one I was even more heartbroken, I think, over than the previous one. But Miley put Allie Caldwell against Lauren Diaz, and Lauren is the one that sang with Alicia, If I Ain't Got You, Lauren, and Allie got the 4-chair turn. These two, I think, were two of the strongest singers in the competition.
And that's what Miley said. She said, to be fair, I have to put these two powerful singers together, and that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
sad, but it totally makes sense. They're so powerful.
Yeah, they said Lauren was a voice coach. I think that's what she was doing.
Yeah,
She's a vocal coach. It was a tough once again. I kind of got the sense that when Lauren sang Rise Up, though, like I kind of lacked the power again in the voice a little bit, like the big substance underneath it. Whereas Ali, she was all over. I think she did Sade's song, yeah?
Yeah, she did No Ordinary Love. I think Allie's kind of started off slower. We were both kind of waiting for it, and then it blew
I love
up.
Sade.
It was really neat where she took it.
Yeah.
She just kind of morphed and moved with it. She looked like.
I think that Lauren didn't make the song her own enough, because I love Rise Up, but she sang it very similar to how Andre Day sings it. She didn't really make it her own, whereas I feel like Allie Caldwell made it more her own.
Yeah, and
I've never heard Ordinary Love sang with that much power.
Yeah,
before.
It's different.
Yeah, well, that was not Ordinary Love, right? That
wasn't ordinary.
No. It was not what Sade does to that song.
Right.
It's very different. And Faith Hill, she described her voice, Allie's voice, as a freight train. She said it's so powerful and it has so much potential to get even more and more powerful.
Right. And then they did point out that Lauren had that urgency and desperation in her voice, and she was really connected to the message all the way through. And Adam had said that maybe either Adam or Blake had mentioned that maybe Ali wasn't as connected all the way through.
Yeah, this was a tough one.
So I felt that. I felt that. For me though, I voted Ali before they did the reveal. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, we always try to like see if we get it right.
I got all of them except for one tonight.
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay, all right.
But I actually I think that Lauren had this one in the bag. But
did you?
Just because I feel like Lauren had that really deep connection with both Miley and Alicia when she first in her blind audition. So I think that I thought maybe she would stick around for longer. And, you know, they like gave her the whole proposal on camera. Like I thought that like America would really love her.
Right.
So it's a bummer that
she's got kind of the whole package, and she's got great pitch.
And she's beautiful.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's the whole package. Like she's a really beautiful
gorgeous.
girl. Yeah.
She looked like Tori Kelly tonight with her hair. We were talking about it. She had like the amazing hair and these cool pants. I like need the Voice wardrobe to come like fix me up. They make everybody look so good.
Oh, especially tonight.
Tonight everyone was like on fleek.
Yeah.
I want all of the outfits.
And all of the outfits were so them.
Yeah.
I want all that office.
Bette Midler would be proud because she does not like when people look frumpy on camera.
Not at all.
What did you guys think of the two coaches here tonight with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill? Yeah.
Love them.
They're
both.
like
you
the
guys
most,
know I love country.
Yeah, she's our resident country fan, but they're like the most gorgeous couple of all time. Can we just talk about that for 1 second?
Yeah.
Whoa. Love them.
I love the feedback that they were giving, and some really solid feedback.
They did great mentoring.
I think we were talking about it a little bit. Faith Hill, I feel like, really dove into this role as advisor and was giving really specific feedback. And I feel like her coaching ended up getting some people to the next round.
Oh, I agree 100%. She was so great in the mentoring.
Yeah, did a really, really good job.
Yeah, she was great. It was
some of the points you saw come out immediately in the performance, and that was the neat part. You know,
yeah, it was really what a cool pairing too. They've had people like Rihanna be the key advisor. Miley Cyrus is actually the key advisor. So like to have an amazing duo like this to come in is just beyond me. This show gets crazy cool talent.
Yeah, I mean how cool did he look in his cowboy hat and his tight jeans and his?
I'm gonna bring my cowboy hat tonight to go with the theme.
Yeah,
See, I think we need to do it next week because it's Halloween next week.
Oh, it is.
And we've got the country. And the last show I was just on, they want to do cowboys, so maybe we'll have to do cowboy.
We'll think of something. Maybe we'll dress up as all the coaches. Who knows?
There you go.
You could be Blake.
I want to be Adam. I have a bromance with Adam. I got a Blake
Doesn't
crush.
everybody? I have like a regular romance with Adam in my mind. I met him.
Don't talk about that here.
Miley.
I met him once, and Adam is a 5-star man. But
Is he?
yeah, of course he is. They're all great.
Did you see that movie he was in that with?
He's in movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. Oh, it was a great movie. Was it Begin Again? Begin Again.
Haven't seen it. I'll put that
you
on my
have
list.
to watch it. Seriously, write it down because it's got great music and it's good.
Gotta do that.
With Keira Knightley.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay, next up, speaking of Adam, was Team Adam. Dave, was against Simone. Dave sang Like I Can by Sam Smith, and Simone sang Midnight Train to Georgia. That was a good one.
A lot of really good, like, recognizable songs.
Yeah, tonight was a fun night of music.
I totally agree. Yeah.
Good fun night of music. I feel like we had a lot of catchy, big hits.
We were dancing to them, singing along to them.
What's funny about Dave is I actually was looking down at one point taking notes, and I heard him singing in rehearsal, and I was like, wow, Adam's so good.
Oh yeah, you were looking down, and I said,
like,
no, wait, that was actually Dave.
They sound so similar, and they have like a similar look about
remember,
them.
Dave set his whole style. He said he wanted to become a singer at a Maroon 5 concert. So that's when he made that decision. Yeah.
Well, he did a good job.
Stolen.
Yeah.
He was stolen by Adam. He didn't originally choose Adam, which I think even surprised him. But his version of Like I Can was not my favorite version of that song, unfortunately. I love that song, and I love Sam Smith. And Jeffrey Austin, who was here a few weeks ago with us, sang some Sam Smith covers, and he was incredible. I feel like it's a really hard artist to cover.
Right.
Sam Smith is not easy.
Not easy, and it's not easy to cover, and I feel like you either have to take it totally different or try to do it similar, and I feel like this was somewhere in between, and it just was a bit of a miss for me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he had a hard time placing the falsettos, and that was, because he does it so well when he does it and he hits it, like in the when in the blind auditions and all that, he was spectacular with his falsettos, but here it seemed to me that it was too much of a task for where he was at.
I was thinking of that,
yeah, I
too.
think they said the same thing. Yeah,
Do you think it was just a wrong song choice?
yeah, it was too tough a song. I think too tough a hurdle.
Yeah, and I think that Simone just really blew everyone away with the Midnight Train to Georgia.
Yeah.
That's a really recognizable song, and you really have to like blow that one out of the park. And I really feel like she did.
Yeah, she
I
was
think
great.
Simone's another one that got, for some reason I wrote, Faith gave her really good tips. She gave a lot of people really good pointers, but she really took those pointers and got a standing ovation.
Yeah, I
from
think she was
Adam.
saying something about like her end of her notes, and
Yeah.
it was really cool to watch them work with such talented people. And it's so cool how Faith Hill and Tim McGraw, people put them in such a country box, but to watch them help people like Simone, who is like so not a country singer, but they're still able to give her such good advice. I feel like it just shows their musical talent and ability aside from their genre. You know.
What I loved about Tim was some of the language he used when he was coaching people was like put a little smoke on that,
Yeah.
make that a
timber.
little bit more swampy.
Yes.
Smoke, swampy, make it
But
more.
hey, it worked.
It was totally because it brought out the essence of the
Alicia
performance.
said
Yeah.
something today. She's like, I like the timbre in your voice. And Blake was like, I think I'm going to steal that one. There's all sorts of good language happening.
Do you know what timbre is?
All
That's the
sorts of good
raspiness.
language.
Yeah.
It's raspiness.
And Simone was one of the artists that got 4 chairs.
Yeah. She's a powerhouse.
She was fantastic. Yeah.
Needless to say, Simone won this battle. And unfortunately,
Nicknamed Bubbles.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dave was not stolen, which is a bummer. But, you know, I think that this maybe was a poor song choice because he did so well the last couple rounds that I think, unfortunately, this was just a bit of a miss for him. But Simone was great. I'm excited to see her do the live shows. Like, the next step for these people is going live on TV in front of all of America. So I
Right.
think that this is a big moment for them.
Now, what happens? So if they're not stolen at this point,
They're donezo.
they're just done. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
See ya.
They sit at the hotel.
They go back to wherever they're from.
But they all wait at the hotel, right, until it's done?
They wait at the hotel, I think, through the knockouts. But if you go home after the knockouts, you can go home.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have to keep them all in one place so that.
And they say that they're like at like some sort of singing camp or something. They have to lie about
Oh,
what
do
they're
they?
doing at the hotel.
Oh,
yeah.
am I revealing something I'm not supposed to?
Oh no, I think Jeffrey, when he was here, was talking
Yeah.
about it. Like they're all at a hotel together, and they kind of like
They
a lot of
sequester them
people-
so they can't
Yeah, because
leak
you're not
anything.
supposed to
Yeah.
not supposed to leak anything, but also like these are unknowns, so people will, like, don't like see them and think anything of it. You know,
Right.
but they're always singing in the hallways and practicing, and so
Singing camp.
just singing camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Next up was Team Alicia.
I had a big sad face on this one.
I know this one hurts my heart.
Both of them are so young.
This was the one where Alicia goes and Alicia and Blake were talking, and they were like, if I had just one where I could save both of them.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Like, this is when my heart was just like already halfway broken from the first two, and then I just completely split in half because I love Courtney Ramirez and Way McDonald, both 17-year-old girls. They look like they like became best friends
Yeah.
throughout this, like.
And I'm
it
sure a
killed
lot of
me.
them do become really good
It
friends.
did. I mean, even Whitney and Shannon were like, oh, you know, Kylie's like our best friend. We just battled against her.
Didn't you say that both of those were like the two previews that we saw before the whole thing began too? Like this
Way, and then it was Darby.
Oh, it was
actually.
Darby, okay.
But yeah, so Courtney's saying, "If I were a boy," we were a little concerned about her covering Beyonce.
the first thing we said was, don't go there.
go there, but she went
nailed it,
there,
yeah.
She
and
went
she
there.
did. Even Miley during the performance was saying, "This is one of the best ones of the night."
right.
Which-
I thought she was a little weak in the very opening statement,
I
so
agree.
it didn't quite
I
grab
agree.
you. Because once she started singing it,
She was singing.
it was
Totally
on.
agree.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
on.
maybe she was just nervous. You know,
Yeah.
think about the pressure that these 17-year-old kids are under. It's insulting.
Yeah, I
them.
know. But
Both
if
of
you
them are
miss it right out
17.
the gate, unfortunately, it sets
know.
the yeah.
And then Way is just surprises me every time. Every time I hear her talk and then hear her saying, Faith Hill and Tim McGraw
Faith and Hill
They-
was shocked.
did this look at Alicia, and she was just like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, we know.
Like,
And then Tim was down on one knee.
yes.
saying,
Yeah. She's insane. And like her look tonight,
Her
I was
outfit,
living for
the
that
bow
outfit.
tie.
Oh my gosh.
So
she
you
had,
like the look? I didn't care for the look as much. I mean, she
my
did
gosh.
such a spectacular performance. I just thought they could dress her up a little bit nicer.
It was
than
like
that. I
Jackson
thought it-
5
I just thought
vibes.
it was
I
very
loved
her.
it. Yeah,
What's
I
that?
thought it was very her.
You-
It
did
was
you?
very Way.
We were talking about Way. Way is one of a kind. She doesn't look like anybody I've ever seen. She doesn't sound like anybody I've ever seen. Like, I think that like dressing her quirky and cool and different also sets her apart.
Yeah, I get that. I thought they could have done something a little bit more there, but her voice was. I mean,
it didn't even matter what she looked like. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
I mean that's kind of the whole point of this show is it's a blind audition, so it really what they look like is
so
an afterthought to me.
So powerful, and maybe it's that contrast of okay, I look a little quirky, and then you hear the voice, and it's like son of a gun. Yeah.
She's saying "No More Drama" by Mary J. Blige, which
such a good choice.
I mean, Beyonce and Mary J. Blige, like this was a knockout for the books. Let's just say that. But
and Miley even said about the two of these that's when she pointed out we have the best of the best right now at this moment.
In this moment in the competition, it's really unfortunate that either of them had to go. Unfortunately, they had to let Courtney go, and I was like dying for a steal.
Right.
What do you guys think happened?
I'm sad about that.
I know because Adam already had a steal, and they only get one.
Who had one left?
Adam said he would have used it on her if he had one, but Blake had one at this point, and I believe Miley had one at this point.
So they may be thinking in advance of who they want to steal.
I know.
And that could be...
They must have... I mean, I would imagine that the coaches know who's paired with who.
Right.
And so they kind of probably have some in their head where they're like, if either of those go home, I want either.
I want to take,
So
these are kind of the missing spots on the team. So because it didn't say anything about her talent, she's amazing. She did an incredible job.
I really don't think this is anywhere near the end of her music career.
Right.
I know that for a young kid like this, that could be kind of a bummer to get off a show like this on the early side. But Courtney is as powerhouse. I want Courtney to come be a guest on our panel. I was messaging her. We'd love to have you. She is incredible.
So we might be able to get them after the knockouts, you're saying?
Yeah, I would love that.
Cool.
Especially like Courtney is no longer in the competition, so hopefully she can come and join us here.
Right.
We'd
Courtney,
love to have you, Courtney.
Yes.
Anyway, so Way is moving on to the live shows, which I think people are just going to fall more and more in love with her every week.
She's incredible.
I see her going really far. What do you guys think?
I definitely see her going far.
Like I said, I see
reaction
like a
with
final
both
few.
the advisors. Like I can't. That reaction was so genuine.
That's everybody's reaction to
Right.
her.
Yeah, and she's so good. She's so good. She deserves to go far, and she's amazing.
She's a pure natural talent, and she said she was like bullied when she was younger.
She's got this sweet little heart,
oh
it's
my
like
gosh,
you want to see her
how
win.
could anyone be mean to her? I feel like she's like the nicest human being. I want to like hug her.
Yeah, I'll go beat the people up. You go hug her.
Get out of here. If anyone was ever mean to Way, who's laughing now?
Yeah, exactly.
She is.
And that's kind of why I think this song choice was just so
no more drama. Well,
no more drama. She said she sang in the car with her mom, and she had that moment with Faith Hill talking about how she sings in her car with her daughter. I thought that was such a sweet moment.
It was really sweet.
And speaking of Faith Hill, this is where we really got to see. How about the difference when Courtney was singing that word destroyed, and she said sing it like an O because it's like destroyed instead of destroy, and it was like just so powerful.
So specific.
It was really specific, like down to like
and
one
then you
letter.
saw it come to play in the performance. Yeah,
I'm really glad they showed us
These
that.
advisors were amazing.
I know. I wish that there was more like behind the scenes. Like I want to see everything they say, because you can't see all of it in a 2-hour time block. But unfortunately, Courtney's going home. Way's going forward. We will see more of her. And then the last performance of the night was Team Adam. We had
my all-time favorite here.
This is the one I picked wrong.
You did.
Yeah.
Ooh, same reaction.
No,
that was like we had the same reaction earlier
picked this one wrong.
when Alicia picked Kylie over Whitney and Shannon. Both of us were like at the exact same time. We're like on the same wavelength right now watching
You're
the
pretty
show.
good. You guys are both pretty good at calling it.
Yeah, I try to guess, but I don't know. Riley versus Jason Warrior, the coolest name ever.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, Tim McGraw was like, what am I, Tim? Like Jason Warrior is a cool name.
Yeah.
So Riley, who like basically is the next Michael Bublé, saying
he is
just
so incredible. I love his voice, his style, his
so
everything.
cute.
I have a bunch of hearts right
It is
here.
amazing to be so young and to have that depth and resonance in his voice. Is just amazing, and it's one of my favorite Michael Bublé songs
That's
too.
what we were saying. I think it might be my favorite one. I Just Haven't Met You Yet was the song, and I feel like he doesn't even know how talented he is yet, which is like kind of sweet.
He's so sweet.
Well, he
It's
doesn't even
humble.
know what it means to meet somebody yet.
He said that. I think he's like 16. How old is this kid?
He's young.
He's really, really young, and I think that this is just like a testament to the talent on the show. Like to find someone like that. Like, how does he even discover that in himself? Like, I can do this. I can sing just like Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé. Like, I have this in me, So he was incredible. And then Jason sang "I Want You," which was also also insane. Jason saying
his high notes were incredible.
Same with hello of his from the battle round.
He not only did he nail them, but his connection with the audience and his performance was incredible.
His performance was good.
He's someone that always leaves it all out on the floor.
I like Riley a lot, and I couldn't imagine not choosing Riley. But when Jason came out and performed, I thought.
So you thought Jason had this one in the
I
bag?
thought Jason's performance was far better and more connected, even though I love Riley.
He was like down on the ground almost.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just like you felt the emotion pouring through his eyes.
I did feel the emotion.
You know, it's just like, he had
Was Jason stolen twice?
Yeah,
he was stolen after the
He
battle
was.
where he
So he's-
sang
you're right.
hello, and then he was stolen again.
You're right. So now he's been like tossed around a little. I don't think he deserves that at all.
They don't want to get rid of him.
They don't want to get rid of him, but like I
think his story is going to be really cool, especially when we see him go far.
There's
He comes from the inner city streets, tough background, you know, it's like.
There's always that one that gets like bounced around from team to team, but ends up in the right place. Like now he's on Blake's team. He was just stolen tonight by Blake. And I think that he's going to stand out there. We had Paxton in a few weeks ago, and Paxton was on Blake's team. And I feel like Jason is going to be like the Paxton of this season.
So it's kind of like the X factor on Blake's team.
I just feel like he's like a R&B kind of soul, really powerful singer, whereas Blake has a lot of country singers. And I feel like he's going to be standing out, unique, a little bit different from the rest of his team. And he'll get like more specific attention because of that. Which it worked for Paxton. You know, Paxton went all the way to the finals with Blake, so I think that maybe or semifinals. So I think that this could be a good fit for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like what you said about Jason, that he doesn't really deserve.
He doesn't deserve to be passed around.
Yeah,
like, he's
exactly.
so talented. I just think that he gets put up against really strong people.
Yeah.
And you kind of saw the judges, or not the judges, the coaches, sorry, but sitting there waiting for their buzzes. Let them feel the pain a little bit before they.
It kills me to make me feel the pain.
Yeah,
too.
he's sweating before they hit it.
Yeah, it's
I love
so good.
what Miley Cyrus said about Riley. She said, "Never lose your sweetness and your humbleness." I think
she
that
loves him.
shyness is not a weakness for him at all. That's who Riley is. He's
Didn't
really shy.
Alicia said like the fact that he looked a little uncomfortable on stage? She
Worked
actually
for
liked
him.
that. Like she's like, it's endearing, it's sweet.
Right, I agree with that. But you got to wonder how far that endearing will really take him. Even though they said, "Hey, we really love that aspect of you," and maybe it gives him a little permission to. Just be comfortable, really.
I hope he surprises us next time.
I think ultimately he has to break through that.
I agree.
Because what he wants is a little bit of the kind of the swagger that Michael Bublé has, or a Frank Sinatra has, the Dean
ladies
Martins
love
have.
them, you know?
Yeah, and he's got to own it a little bit more. He's doing great, but it's tippy-toeing. He gets to jump full into that eventually.
I think it'll be, it was interesting that Miley said, you know, when Riley was picked back on Adam's team, he was kept. Miley was like, if he didn't save him, I would have.
She said it right away.
She's like, I would have stole that kid. So
He's a neat kid.
yeah. We didn't bring it up. I loved Miley's look tonight. Her outfit was awesome. She had her Team Miley dress and big bow.
I loved her hair.
It was very tame for Miley, but like I loved it. She looked awesome. And then at one point, Alicia was wearing a Pharrell hat. Did you catch that?
No,
she was
I
wearing like
missed
the
that.
bucket hat during the rehearsals, and I was like, okay, so she is giving me Pharrell vibes right now.
When she was with the advisors.
That's funny.
She was wearing like a big bucket hat, like
You know who
Pharrell.
gave me Pharrell vibes is Jason Warrior.
Yeah, that's
I thought
true.
that for a second. I was like, Pharrell.
I feel like if Pharrell was here this season, he would be on his
Pretty
team.
good match. Yeah.
We are actually some news came out about The Voice this week. Is that Gwen Stefani is going to be back now for the next season, and then Miley will be back.
Take a break. Yeah, she's going to take a break, then come back.
I think it'll be really fun to see Gwen and Blake interacting now that they're like an openly out couple. Whereas I feel like last time they were on together, it was like a little under wraps still.
Yeah. I love Gwen. I think she's awesome. I mean, just her spunk and her
two
persona.
as a pair are like so cool and so different. She always gets a cool team. Too.
That is so different, isn't it? I mean, who would have ever thought that
Never.
matchup? You know,
She's good at the performance.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So good at I've seen her live. She's
You have?
incredible.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
she loses herself
Very
in it
good
because
performer.
she's so different when she's performing to when you actually see her just kind of being a coach or something
Advising
like
and
that,
coaching.
advising. Yeah, it's almost like when Beyonce does Sasha Fierce.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
true.
it's almost like going into that role because she, when Gwen comes alive, she comes alive. It's like this. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite performance of the night? I would say that my favorite performance of the night was Sundance's The Climb. That one, I have to go with that one for favorite of the night.
See, Way was so strong, but, geez.
I think that's the one that, like, if I had to pick out of any of these, if I only could buy one, I think I would buy The Climb. But what do you guys
How about
think?
you?
I'm all about Riley. He sang one of my favorite songs in the world, and he's one of my favorites this season. I love that style. I love
Michael Bublé. He's like, I went to his concert like three times in 3 months. You know?
Wow.
I have a really hard time because there were a few really good performances tonight.
They were so strong.
I love Sundance too, and
so good.
but I don't want to give Way any kind of discredit because she was freaking
insane.
good. There's nothing you could look at what Way did and knock it.
I even think like of the people who are going home, there were so many strong performances, like Lauren Diaz, Courtney Ramirez, like I mean Whitney and Shannon. Like there are so many good people going home. Sad face.
I was really sad
about
face.
Courtney.
There's so many good people going through, and so many talented people going home.
That's our Dani, sad face.
Oh well.
And again, I'm so glad we're not the ones making these choices.
Gosh, I know. Alicia, I think Miley said at one point when Courtney and Way were up against each other, she's like, I see why Alicia's been dreading this one because what do you do with those two? I honestly think that Alicia probably went into it thinking she was going to choose Way, and then Courtney like really surprised her the night of.
Now they're the ones the coaches are the ones that get to choose who they put up against who, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Why did they take some of these really strong?
At this point, the talent is all so good. Like there's no one bad at this point to pair people up.
So it must be the type of artist. I
think so. I think it's like the two
similarities
because they don't want so many of the same sounding kind of voice or same type of person on their team because they don't. I mean, when you think about it, when they go to the live shows, they don't want to like split the votes between two people,
right?
That are similar.
And it's always so. It's always like the girls will say, "But wait a second, that's my best friend." But wait a second, and it's because there's a similar style, so they connect.
They want the team to be very, very different,
diverse.
Right?
And, I totally get that though. I mean, that's like for their advantage,
right?
You know, so. We'll see.
Somebody's getting nervous.
So we have the live shows coming up in a couple weeks, but we have a couple more knockouts to break down starting next week. But as of right now, I think that we're kind of all done for tonight. But we have any final thoughts, or are we all good?
I'm really enjoying it. I think it's fantastic. I love to see all the talent.
Really good season.
This is a good episode.
Bye to some of our favorite acts. We'll see. We'll listen. We'll look for your albums. We'll look for your EPs.
We'll drive by your hotel and wave or something.
We'll see. I don't want any of these people, if they're watching, to be discouraged about their music career or anything because like this is only the beginning. Think of The Voice as just like a launch pad into your future. And hopefully these people don't give up.
See, they shouldn't send wardrobe over here. If we're going to be coaches, if we're going to be auxiliary coaches from the side, send wardrobe, please.
Some shirts and some hats.
I could use like a hairbrush or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll take the bow tie.
Yeah. Oh, it's cute. All right. Well, that is all we have for this week. Per usual, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. And if they want to continue the conversation,
per usual, you can find me at Nataly Tavidian.
And at
Nataly with a Y.
With a Y. And you can find me at Chris Howard Live on both Twitter as well as Instagram.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.